Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to the channel. It is October, so you know what that means. It is time to look at the figures I have bought over the past quarter, narrow it down to 10, and see who are the best. And after I do that, I will take um, second quarter's 10, we'll compare them, see which ones are going to replace who, and then that'll move to the fourth quarter. But let's not make this video take too long. These are a bunch of the figures I've bought or toys that I thought would be worth looking at. So, yeah, let's get into this. So, starting off, first one I'm taking out Playmates Superfly. Don't get me wrong, I like this guy, but he's not accurate to the film. And I get it, they probably changed design after the toy was made. But at the same time, this wing pops out so easily. Like, okay, won't do it now, but normally when I shake it, that just pops right out. So, moving through this, because I'd like to go quick. That way I'm not wasting your guys' time. Moonstone, found this one at Walgreens a few days ago. Not too bad of a figure, but also you can see the proportions are not the best. That and it's pinned legs with pinless arms. Truthfully, I feel like they could be doing better on an exclusive, but I also won't expect brand new sculpting for a Walgreens exclusive. So, I think next we're going to go ahead and pull out Cad Bane. I don't care for this figure. I'm wanting to get a review out on him and Cobb Vanth. I bought the 2-pack from Target. I'll talk about why I don't like him in that. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to see that. The thing is, I don't buy a lot of figures I wouldn't like, so it's hard for me to just pull them out and go like, no, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad. Because I like every figure I've bought to some extent, but some are definitely worse than others. Wolverine, this is an amazing Wolverine figure, but it's just not my ideal Wolverine, you know. I bought it more to go with the rest of the team and to complete a picture with Galactus. Let's see. We'll pull Wasp next. Again, not a bad figure. It is a major improvement, but that helmet is just, it is, something is just so off about it. Can I focus on it, maybe? So you can see. There we go. You might be able to see what I'm talking about, and it might look better on camera. It looks a little better on camera. Yeah, I can't really get it to look as bad. It's just one of those things where it's in person, does not look as nice. If I remember right, it was advertised with double jointed elbows. It's single jointed, which like that wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't advertised to have double jointed. Yeah, this is just barely an improvement and therefore not worthy of the 10 best. Not pulling Miles, but I am going to yank out Hydra Bob. As much as I love this 2-pack, this is just a green and yellow Sunfire body with, I don't even know if this is a new head or not. It might just be the same Hydra Bob head that came with the Deadpool core pack with yellow eyes this time. Yeah, his briefcase is really nice, but if you want to hear all my thoughts on him, go watch my review. It's out. Alright, oh, of course, why wouldn't I pull him quicker? Future Ant-Man, go watch my Ant-Man review. I go in depth about why I don't like him. The short of it is, not detailed enough for what they could have done. Like, that could have been a really cool figure, and they just didn't do it. Didn't do what was necessary to get it there. So, Eggman. I like the character. This is a figure I was actually excited for, but you know, it's just a big guy in a lab coat with a funny looking head. Doesn't really compare to almost any of these others. So, and the other thing that I have an issue with here is I'm comparing a lot of pricing differences. So, I want that to somewhat play a factor, but at the same time, I don't. Because, like, you know, how do you really compare a $90 figure to a $25 one? So, yeah. I'll say Marcus Brody gets to come out next. Found him at GameStop a couple days ago. It's a... Okay. That didn't go anywhere, okay. Just drop to the table. We'll focus. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good likeness. You know, it's a decent figure, but it is pretty well just a civilian figure. Same kind of goes for the Professor Indy. Now, I do absolutely love this figure. Last Crusade is my favorite of the Indiana Jones films. You get his the diary when it was in its packaging, the shield found in the tomb along with one of the bones. So this is a really good figure. It comes with a lot of nice accessories. If I remember right, it was that $25, so it is really good, but I have another Indy figure that I do like better. And really, I think the line for me personally this year is G.I. Joe. I think they've done the best, just overall looking at it. So I'm going to have to pull Blue Beetle. I do like him. I really like this figure for, like, I think this was $6. You get a really nice, really well sculpted Blue Beetle. You know what? No. Not yet. Not yet. Miss Marvel will go, though. It's just, you know, could have used an extra head sculpt or something. Something that wasn't so odd. Like this kind of uncanny valley, the way it comes across with the smile. I would have liked, you know, some power effects or something instead of just open and closed hands. And yeah, she came with the Flurkin, which took up half the box, or a quarter of the box. Hulk took up the other part, so. This is just hard, because I don't buy figures unless I think they have a lot of potential. No, it won't come off now. But I was having a lot of problems earlier with his leg coming off. But if it won't now... There it did. Sorry, I'm used to my camera being angled higher. Kind of had to angle it down because I have last time's top 10. So yeah, this is a good figure. Don't get me wrong. If you get one that doesn't have his legs snap off every time you move it, like I don't have to do a lot of moving. Normally it would be popping off right now. But because of that, and because the face sculpt isn't very good, I'm just going to have to say this guy isn't the best. But as my first Power Ranger figure, I do think I will get at least the rest of this Dino Thunder group. So, I just got to keep pulling. That's what I got to do. Alright, so I'm going to pull the Lego ones next. At least Storm and Werewolf by Night for sure. Again, these are, you know, these are good Lego minifigures. $5. I really like this Werewolf by Night. Probably actually stay out for this month, but you know, just don't compare it. And really, that was just, I want to show him off. I do really like this Hawkeye, though. I think this guy is great. I just don't think they'll compare, though. Same with Moon Knight, really good, or Mr. Knight, really good, really awesome. And really, I just did this to show off. Just to show him off, really. Not to show off, but... I say... Whatever this Spider-Man one was. The Beyond... Yeah, this was Beyond Spider-Man, right? Because he was working with the Beyond Corporation at the time. Yeah, this is a good figure, you know. Renew Your Vows body, but he could have used some extra hands, could have had some extra stuff. And we got another figure on this body that was even better. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to pull him. He might make Legends top 10, but we'll have to wait and see. Because he also might not. I've had some pretty good figures this year. Let's see, who else is... The other thing is, like, G.I. Joe, really great. They are probably the standout line almost all the time. Dang it. Alright, we'll pick that up here in a second. I want to call him Crosshair, but I don't think that's right. And I don't remember his name. Sharpshooter, that's it, I think. Yeah, so this guy, really cool. I do like, you know, the assassin look. It's fun. It's cool. And alright, so I want to make a quick correction from my original video. I looked up a bunch of pictures of him. The lines should be this kind of flat. Would I like him to have been raised like it is here throughout the whole figure? Yes. But I also can understand most of the budget probably went to the MCU stuff. So, that being said, I'm not saying it's an amazing figure now. I'm just saying I was kind of wrong about something. And I expected stuff that didn't need or shouldn't have been there. So let's get these guys stood back up. And we'll let the Rose stay laying down because he's getting pulled next. Really, I would have absolutely loved this figure. Like, he probably would have been my top 5 legends, just because I love the mobster-looking ones. If it weren't, like, even his shoes. His shoes, so nicely articulate. But this coat is so oversized. It looks like a hand-me-down from his dad. So, just on that factor alone, I can't give him the spot. I can't give him a spot in my top 10. So now for the really fun one to remove. Because he's got a couple characters leaning. I want to see if I can get them standing. Come on, Cap. Just going to pull going away because Luke wants to fall. Maybe if I... Alright, you know what? He doesn't want to stand. He doesn't want to stand. We're going to pull Thor next. It's an okay figure, but it doesn't match to that 80th anniversary. And really, I don't know why, but on this one, especially, the hair is shown through. This review, I have recorded. It will be up soon. It was supposed to be today's, but then I remembered it's October. I need to get this done, because these aren't videos I can really hold off on. So, I think we'll pull out Tiger Force Dusty next. This is just a nice little recolor, but I do like it. I bought it mainly because I bought the Dragonfly Copter, and I think he would pair really well with it with his color scheme. So, yeah. Belloc is... About thought I'd have him collapse again. This is another really great figure from the Indiana Jones line, and really, to me, Indiana Jones might be the slept-on line this year. Like, just people don't talk about it. No stores are carrying it. It's sad to see. And yeah, does he kind of have a no neck problem? A little bit, but I'm going to have to rewatch the movie because that might be what it looks like in the film. Hold on. I'm stupid. I just realized. Hold on. I'm just looking at the... Oh, I'm dumb. Alright, so apparently he has paper around his chest. And I don't think they've ever done that before. So can I... There we go. Yeah. Just had the same kind of paper that's all throughout the thing. Alright, yeah. Even with that, though, that's not helping the figure any. It just was something I happened to notice. But yeah, he has some pretty good articulation. This whole line really does. No butterfly joint, as you can see, but I don't know that any of the indie figures do. So who should go next? Ant-Man. I like this figure. It is, I don't want to say it's the best out of that group. I don't remember what I think I might have put Ultron as the best, or maybe Cassie Lang. I don't remember, but he's one of the better ones. Just, the detail, the texturing is so nice. I love being able to see the eyes behind it. But I'm not going to talk my way into keeping him on the list. So, I can already tell I have too many. So, Homelander, I'm going to have to pull next. This is a really cool looking figure, yeah. But when I'm posing him around, I don't love that I need to... Don't tell me I just broke this on camera. Okay, I didn't. But this is what I'm talking about. These things... Can it focus? Yeah, these things snap out so stupidly easy. And no, this isn't like a knockoff or something. This is the official Mafex. Snap back in. There we go. But, like, you have to pick them up and move them all the time when you're posing them around so that they don't get caught. And the other problem is this little chest piece here. If you push down on this side at all, it just pops off. So simply, it's just annoying to use. And I hate that because it's so nicely designed. It looks like Anthony Starr. But sadly, it's a good figure. I'd recommend it. It just can't make my top 10 for those reasons. And I am counting all their accessories too, even if they're not shown. You know, like Hawkeye, the Sky Cycle's getting counted in. This guy's missile launcher's getting counted in. I just didn't have space to put those with them. So if you're wondering why I didn't just yank out the random army guide, that's why. Alright, so before I have another Avalanche, let's pull Cobb Vanth out. Again, good figure. He's probably one of my favorite Star Wars ones that they've come out with this year. And again, I haven't bought much Star Wars, so that's not a lot of praise. But it looks like the actor. It looks nice. It's got thigh swivel, which is always a good thing. Even if you have single-jointed knees, thigh swivel makes the posing look better. Alright. How much do we have left, I guess? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, we got too many. I'm not even going to finish counting. I just know we have too many. Ultron's next. So, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but I do. I love this head sculpt mainly. Like, when I thought Ultron, this is what I thought of, not the Jack Kirby version. Which, you know, it's fine if you like the Jack Kirby one. A lot of people do. I do too. It's just not my ideal version. Like, I prefer it where he's got this, like, just printed even, not sculpted. Just printed in there. I like that better over having nothing or have it overflowing. Probably Shipwreck. As much as I like this figure, as much as it comes with so much cool stuff, I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. It's got the alternate hairpiece. I just don't know if he compares to everyone else that's here. And then just for knocking everyone over, I'm going to pull Cap next. Again, great figure. I don't know where this paint chip came from. I don't think it was there when I did the review. I don't know. You should go back and watch it. It's one of my more popular videos. So, yeah. Now, I do know one thing. I spent one of my most popular videos trashing one of the possible top 10 of the year. So, we'll see how that all turns out. Alright. Yeah, I'm pulling Blue Beetle. It's good, but the only thing it's lacking is I can't move his arms up at all. So, yeah, it's just too bad. Didn't realize his gun was... I'm just stacking... Can I move this so you can see? I'm just stacking them all right down there. So if you would be at all wondering what was going on, that was it. So let's lock this back in place now. I'm gonna pull Leo. I do really like this figure. It's really well done, and I know it's a kid's toy. It's hard to really compare it to the rest of them. You know, but there are a few things that I feel they did better even with the 2012 line compared to this, so I'm going to give it that criticism. Let's move on. Alright. Luke is next. I don't know if I ever did do a review on him. I know I recorded one. I just don't know if it ever got posted. This is a really well-detailed figure. It could pass for your Return of the Jedi stuff, but for me personally, it is the Mando one. That's what I used it for. It's a good figure, but we're getting to that point now where I got to be really picky and choosy about everything. And then it doesn't matter if they've been taken out or not. Any of these guys can come back and claim a spot in the final top 10. These are just kind of in the moment videos. So if you see your favorite one taken out, don't fret. It might come back at the end. It might not, but it could. So, alright. In all fairness, I've just got Yelena and Kingpin yesterday, but I'm going to pull them. Because. I'm pulling them because I don't care for them. I'm pulling Yelena. Like, it's It's not a great figure. She should have had double jointed elbows, in my opinion. There's no reason for these to be pinned. Overall, good figure. Just a few complaints that take her off. And yes, I am going to be a bit nitpicky because, again, I don't buy figures I don't like. So I kind of have to nitpick my way to pull a few out. Unless they were major disappointments to me. Which I don't know how this guy made it so long, but he's getting pulled. At $10, I got another figure here that demonstrates it and that will make it to the top 10. So, yeah. Ben, I love him. He's just going to have to get pulled, though. Alright, who's next? How many do we got, I guess? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We need to take out 6 more. And we're getting down to some of my absolute favorites. And I'm trying to give every line some representation. So, like, I'm going to try to keep Maul, but he might have to go. I think we'll get rid of Mark 1 Iron Man. I love this figure so much. His review also will be on the way. Would have been very soon, but again, this video is going to push it back. Very cool figure, very great figure. It's, nicely sculpted and everything, nicely painted. But yeah, I'm just going to have to pull him. Alright. So I feel like coming next is going to have to be one of the big guys. And it's Destroyer's Leaning. Okay. I'm going to pull Cassie Lang. Now, this is probably one of my favorite legends from this year. But I just don't know if she beats anyone else that's on here. Very nice and tall. But I do wish they would have given us one of her at normal height instead of just a massive one. Nice, pinless. You can see the eyes through the mask. I go over all of this in my review of The Wave. Go watch it. So, 5 more. Alright. Game Reverse Miles. This is just the same one with newly colored Venom hands and new arm printing from what I can tell. So, or new arm sculpting, I mean. So it is going to have to go, sadly. That brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, Kingpin next. I really do like this figure. I think it does a good job getting Vincent D'Onofrio's likeness. His arms could be a little thicker, but I also see how sometimes you can be, bigger guy, especially when it's muscle and your arms look smaller. So I do see how that could happen. I know that's been one big complaint of people saying it's unrealistic. As someone that kind of has that body type, especially in a suit, I can say it's not always that way. I'm not saying I'm very muscular. I'm saying I'm fat. So, alright. Need to pull 2 more. Who's going next? Probably the Cobra. What was its name? Scrap Iron. Scrap Iron and his anti-tank drone. Without a tank or helicopter to put him with, he is a lot less cool. However, the scarring on his face is very nice looking. If you guys want to see me review some G.I. Joes, put it in the comments. If you want to see Indiana Jones reviews, put it in the comments. I'm trying... I kind of feel like I should get the whole first wave, and then I'll do that review. But, like, the single releases like Marcus Brody and Belloc, I can do. Same with Cairo Indy. So, if you want to see those, comment them. I might do them. So, is that 1 more to pull? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, this is where it gets really hard. Because these are all really, like, of course, this is where it gets really hard because these are all the absolute best ones I've gotten this year. Oh. See, I feel like it's going to be Gwen or Miles. I love those figures. And the irony is going to kill me that Miles might get very high. especially when I said how much better the Legends was over the Figuarts, but I don't know. I think Gwen is super poseable. It's got a really nice facial likeness to her in the film. That's part of the reason I really don't want to pull her. You know what? I hate to do it, but I'm gonna pull Hawkeye. And I'm mainly gonna use my excuse being the really loose legs he has. You know what? If you want to hear my complaints with him, go watch the video. It's not doing very well. Go watch my review on it. And yeah, I know I'm shilling out my channel because no one watches my stuff. But these do fairly well normally. Alright, so time to rank them. Alright, so how do we go about this? So I guess let's pull number 1, because I do think I know who I want that to be. Supes. The Mezco Superman is absolutely incredible. If you don't have a Superman but you're wanting one, that is your go-to. That is your perfection. Turtle Shredder's really nice, but I'm probably going to give it to Deadpool next. That Legend he blew me out of the water. $50 for that 2-pack and all the accessories just Deadpool alone came with, I think gives him the right to earn his spot at number 2. So, ironically, I'm putting Miles. And go watch my Marvel Legends Miles video. I trashed on this one. But then I rewatched the movie. I kind of got in that feeling of I want to get these. So I did. And, I've thought, okay, well, I can sell them if I don't like them. Maybe I'll pull a video out of it, whatever. Oh, I opened him. I got posing around with him. Loved it. Same with Gwen. And Gwen was the main reason I went and got them because I hated the Legends one. I thought it looked so bad. Alright, so I think we will give it to, Figuarts is going to hit back to back. Really, with how close those two are for me, I'm going to have to put them together. I think Shredder, I like him, but the torn up design isn't my favorite, so he will go a bit lower. And I think we'll give it to Cairo Indy. Just the accessories he comes with, Came with a few sets of hands, the monkey, where is it? Maybe I'll put it on him. Yeah, there we go. So then we'll put No, the monkey fell. We'll put Shredder next. Then we'll go Samus. This is $10. I found her at Walmart, and man, so much better. Like, this is Jack's Toys again, same group that did Link, who made my top 10 in the last group. So I'm seeing a pattern I like out of them. Rock and roll, so many cool accessories that came with him. Darth Maul, I'm going to put at number 10, and the Destroyer is going to take the number 9 spot. It is kind of weird looking. I know, I just don't have this. No! God! Alright, so I had to stop it so I could get that little mess cleaned up, and so this video could stay, hopefully, eventually monetizable. I don't know. I just don't want to be cussing a whole lot. So, when we compare these guys to last year's, let's not show off too much of my background. So, you know what? Let's pull all the last quarter's winners down over here with Nightwing in number 1. Now, number 2 did get switched around, so I am going to find a new spot because I did some more research, and the Nightfall Azrael Batman did not come out this year and hit late last year. So while a lot of people got him, I'm going to not let him count. And I know my rules make no sense. I get this. But it's the rules that I put in. There's plenty of people I saw had him well into November and stuff last year. So I don't know if I can let it slide that far. But taking his place will be the Deluxe Groot. So, yeah, I didn't know what else to put there. But we are going to find a new spot for him because I don't think he's a number 2. So we'll give it to Andrew. Move Boba down, taking up the number 3 spot instead of number 4. Let's see if he will stand and if I can get him to take up a little less space. Alright, the Spot also coming down with the number 4 instead of 5. So I'm pretty well going to have to keep everyone where they're at. And Spot doesn't want to stand, and it doesn't work when I have to lean over. Yeah, see what it... Some of that is his small feet, but, like, if you can get him when you get him standing, not if, it's when. And some of that's the background isn't super flat, so these guys, like Boba, he is a little heavier on the back. That's why I had his arm out, counterbalancing it, because my shelf upstairs that he's on is not the best for holding him. Okay. Now we have one that really doesn't stand well at all. And that is Link. We have the Extremis Iron Man. If Link takes out this whole set, I will stop the video right now. And he'll get taken out of the rankings. You know what? He can lay down, I guess. And then Tote, Star-Lord, and this is where we'll go ahead and throw Groot in at the number 5 spot, or number 9 spot. And the last and final one from last quarter was Cyborg Spider-Woman. So how does this fare up against our new set of figures? Whew, I don't know. They're both really good, so I'm going to go ahead and try and mix them. I don't know. I don't think I want to do that, actually. That'll take too long. But who knows? I might do it in a future video, just show off the winners. But the likelihood is the top 10s are going to be what you see. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Hope you all enjoyed me stumbling through this video, trying to produce something of quality. But if you did, please consider hitting that like and the subscribe button. We're getting ever so higher. Moving slower than the Giant Man campaign, but we will get there eventually. Because, unlike that campaign, because I'm part of it, I guess. I'm one of the backers, but unlike that, we aren't limited to time until I'm dead, I guess. Then we aren't limited. But until that happens, you guys should subscribe, because I'm trying to put out new content every week, whether it's a review. I'm wanting to get to, like, look back at movies, shows, talk about what I thought about them, lines as a whole, like, go back to old ways, go over them, like, I know I'm saying like a lot, sorry, but, Bonebreaker, keep wanting to call him Berserk, but Bonebreaker, I want to go through that wave, talk about what I like, what I dislike, and why it's such a muddy wave for me, because it has some figures I really don't like, but the Build-A-Figure is so great. So, yeah, hit the subscribe button if you want to see that content in the future. I'm always putting out reviews, Star Wars, G.I. Joe. I haven't put G.I. Joe out yet, but I've recorded a bunch of G.I. Joe. If you want to see some NECA, get out there, Indiana Jones, Figuarts, whatever you want to see. I have the Mezco Superman review up. Same with Nightwing. Please, go watch those videos. They did horribly. Nightwing, I think, has less than 200 views, and that's one of the videos where I put a lot of effort into it. Same with the Deadpool. That's probably the one I put the most effort into. Go watch those, please. They're not performing as well as I'd love them to. So, go watch those right after I'm done here. So, as to not hold you longer and to get some of my other videos some views, thank you for watching, and we'll catch